All right, all right. We're going to get cooking here in just a second. I think Vic is here. Let's see if I can see her. And if not, she will be here soon. Hey, you guys. Yeah. Oh, John, how good to see you. You know, we got to chat. John F. Yeah. Let's see if we can get Vic in here. She should be here in just a second. I'll be starting here in just a few minutes here. Let people get in. Those of you that are early, I love that you're here. And I just need one sec here to fix a slide for you. That's real special. So we'll see if Vic gets here to entertain you. Okay, this should be the speaker. Right now. Okay, can you get yourself on chat? This is Kim Claver. We're going to start here in just a second. Okay. Not be muted. Can you all hear me? Those of you that are on the call, can you tell me if you can hear me? Okay, just say in the chat, yes, you can hear me. Okay. All right. Does anybody see? Oh, good. All right. Does anybody see Vicky yet? Let's see, make sure that because I can't hear any of you, of course, right now. Let me see. Hey, Evelyn, good to see you. Good to see all you guys. All right, here, hang on. Okay, we're going to start here in just a second. See if I can see Vic. Does anybody see Vic yet? Are we there? All right. We'll just hang on one second here. Maybe she is having internet trouble. Okay. All right, let's see here. We don't see Vic yet, huh? Okay. So why don't we do this while we're waiting for her to get here? Would everybody hop into the chat? And first of all, you can hear me, so that's a good thing. If you would hop into the chat and just tell me what I want to know first is how long you've been in the industry, and secondly, what kind of income you want to make in the next year, assuming that you're willing to spend a couple of hours a day to learn how to actually do that. So let's do that much. Put that in the chat. How long have you been in the business? And set your chat to everyone. You see where it says everyone? And then we should be set to go here. 2 years, 5,000 a month. Okay, cool. Oh, wow. Amen. All right, see if we got Vic here yet. So what do we have so far? 10 years in the business, 10,000 per month. Yeah, that sounds good to me. All right, what else we got? Any more? Just started. Oh, 5 and 10,000 a month. Okay. And when you think about making, say, 5 or 10,000 a month, for those of you, a lot of people like to, those are numbers that we kind of throw around as if it's really easy and as if it's quick and, you don't have to do much. How many hours do you think you'd have to learn how to do that, which is market and then, of course, sell stuff and help people do that before you make that kind of money? How many hours do you think you might take to learn how to do that? Anybody have any ideas about how long that would take? Does anybody believe that you just talk to friends and family and that's going to be it? Talk to 3 people and you're going to get rich? What do you think? Yes? No? $2,000 hours. Okay, that's pretty good. Well, if you have a lot of people and if the people that are there, hang on a second, see if I can find my Vicky. Does anybody see Vic Link? I don't see her. Hang on a second. So we may have to just go right ahead and carry on without her, which isn't as much fun, but we definitely can do that if we have to do it. All right, so let me see if we'll get the show on the road here. All right. Sorry, I expected that she would come and answer a few questions in the beginning. However, it looks like that is not going to happen for some reason. I'm just looking for her 1 second. Sorry, because we do things together and it makes it a little easier, but it doesn't have to be that way. I can go right ahead and do this. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what is. Let me just try one more thing in case. In just 1 second, in case I can get her to come on here. I'm just going to see if I can get my tech person to help, just in case here, because it makes it a little bit quicker, but I may not be able to do it. So we just put the call out to her. So I don't know if there's an issue with our technology, but just hang on 1 second. Oh, finally. Okay. All right. So Vic, we're about to get started. If you can, I can't hear you. Can you speak?
Yep. Let me see if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay.
Oh, good.
So
Sorry, I had trouble getting in, but I'm here.
Yeah, I got it. Okay. So we're ready to go. And I just need to fix one slide at the end. Folks have put in how long they've been in the business, what they're looking to earn. And the last thing I wanted to get was quick. What's the biggest obstacle that you have right now that is preventing you from getting the income that you want? Include, I can't stand what I have to do or have to say, so I don't do anything. Include that. So yes. Vic, if you would get that, I'll fix my.
Oh, I love it.
Can you hear me okay? Vicky,
yeah, I can now.
Is it really clear? Everybody, can you hear me clearly? Because I have a new microphone.
I hear you now, Kim. It was cutting out, but I've got it. So why don't you all answer? Because I got part of what Kim said, not all of what Kim said. But I think your
the obstacles. What are the biggest obstacles?
Yeah, your biggest obstacles that are really in your mind, keeping you from getting where you wished you were. And if you could overcome that, then your life would just be delicious, right? Jerry, oh, hi, Jerry. Put yourself to everyone. You're on host and panelist right now. fix that. Everybody else do the same and answer. And she says, sounding salesy and my 40-hour week job. That's one of her.
That's a good one. Put that in. Yeah, that's a really good one. Yep.
Two biggies, Jerry. Anybody else? Tell. And Joe, the NFL club. Oh, we all know about that one, right? That's always there. People say that repeatedly. Focus and fear. Thanks. Who else? Biggest obstacle in your own life, in your own head, because that's where it all is, right? Starts there in our thinking. And then what happens is we get paralyzed sometimes and do nothing. Leslie, persistence, maybe consistency, right? Having a game plan for your day. Who else? Dawn, talking to people. Unfortunately, don't we all have to do that when we're in the game? Greta, oh, good to have you. Finding people that want the product or business. That's your obstacle. And Brad, time management. Managing oneself throughout the day. Isn't that what that really is? What am I going to spend my time on? Right? I hear this repeatedly. Let's see, we've got another one, not being able to use social media effectively to recruit new people. That's one that we hear all the time. Let's add to the list. So Kim has like 20 obstacles that are different. Commitment to a schedule. I like that, Evelyn, because, you know, with the time management and all that, it's still commitment to a schedule. I remember Kim telling me when my kids were little to learn to step over the socks. And when I actually implemented that, it was a game changer. And then I had a house cleaner come after that when I had a little bit more because I stepped over them. I threw them in a pile. I didn't look at them in a box. Can't touch those. I'm not touching those. And the commitment to changing the way I did my day was key. But Evelyn, I like that commitment to a schedule. It means you can't do everything, really. Can't roll the garbage out to the edge of the curb. Maybe somebody else will. Sue Good, fear, which results in not doing anything, procrastination. And I want you to set your settings to everyone so we could all see what you just typed. Procrastination. Anybody else got that problem? What else? Carolyn, look to what you're afraid of to learn where you can grow. I saw today. I think you're talking about fear, right? Oh, this is a good one. A negative partner. Anybody live with a negative Nelly or a negative Nell? And how does that affect you? Negative partner that's not supportive, I suppose you mean. Yeah. Okay, give me 5 more before Ken comes. Let's put him in here. Something somebody has not said. Couple more. So far, I think time management's been big. Procrastination, meaning not doing stuff because you're afraid to. And talking to people on social media has come up a couple of times. Finding more people to talk on social media. How do I do that? And afraid of negative reactions. NFL club comes out of that. And a few have said negative partners now. So that's kind of an interesting one. I don't hear a lot of people say that, but anybody else have that problem?
A negative partner?
A negative partner, whoever you're living with in that house.
Let's see. Is the Zoom, is the video working? You guys see anything? Can you see?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
You guys see it?
I don't see anything, but.
If you need more enrollments now, that's what I see.
Okay, and how about the video? Does the video show yet or not yet?
No.
How about now? Oh, there it is. Yeah, there. Okay, cool. I'm there now. All right, good. Yeah, these obstacles, if you have a negative partner, that's like a really tough thing for sure. And it makes it really, really hard. But you can hear and see.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to show you something today that is pretty different than what you've probably ever heard before. And I like to see, old friends like John Fogg. Some of you may know about him. He's one of the original heroes of the industry, really, starting all kinds of interesting things like Upline magazine. And to have somebody here he's a learner, he's just a professional learner, and then you do stuff. And that's just a really good thing to have. And then there are some of you here that have just started like a month ago, and you have no idea exactly what to do, except sounds pretty good to make 10 grand a month, not doing much more than talking to your friends, right? I mean, that sounds pretty easy. And I just want to warn you ahead of time, everything I do is pretty much the opposite of what most people teach. I will not tell you to go to your friends and family. I won't tell you that it's going to be easy piece of cake. Anyone can do it, because if they could, we wouldn't have a 95% dropout rate. And we have built, we're on our 7th experimental team right now, have built 6 companies to the top. Vic and I have done 4 of those together over the last, 20 years. And we build to the top of the pay plan faster than almost anyone else in the history of those companies. We win recruiting contests, company-wide recruiting contests. I mean, we just go really fast. And if you want to go fast, first of all, it's not going to be an easy road like, oh, it's just 3 steps. No, it's hundreds and hundreds of little steps that we make, right? Adjusting feedback, try it. Adjusting feedback, try it. But you can go really fast or you can go really slow. Now, I know this sounds like a stupid question, but how many people would rather go fast and rather go slow? I know it sounds retarded. It's really not meant to be retarded, but it's meant for you to type into the chat, you want to go fast versus I want to go slow. Because what we discovered, the first company that I ever did, made one change, which affected all the other companies we ever have built. Everything I have taught has been based on the big crash from that first company when I realized this is like never going to work the way they teach it. And I'm never going to do it like this or I'm going to quit. So who's ready to hear something totally different, totally new? And all I can tell you is many people come in here and say, oh, my upline doesn't agree with that. Here's how you determine what you should do or not do. Is what you're doing working? Yes or no? If it isn't, try something else. That's what humans are good at. This isn't working. I keep hammering on my own finger. Let's change something. Change the hammer. Take the hammer out of your hand. Move your hand. Stop hammering altogether. Have somebody else hammer. Do something different than keep slamming your own hand until you're black and blue in your fingers. Are we agreed? Do you dare to do something different without asking permission from your upline police? Who here says, yes, I dare? Let me see. Do we see in the chat, Vic? Do we have any
lots of
ideas,
yes.
or is everybody a bunch of chickens? Let's see.
You got a whole bunch of ideas. Yes, Joe.
Do you dare? Who says I dare? Let me see who says I dare.
Oh, Joe, you got it.
Yeah, right. I'm telling, because
yes.
if you don't dare do something different, you are destined to stay the way you are. And sometimes people make it after 30, 40 years. John will tell you. I mean, I know people that have been in for 20 years, 25 years, and they make it like after 30 years. But what if you could make it in your first year? Your first year. You just have to do something different. You have to think different, make yourself do it. Shut up and don't talk about it. Let the volume that you produce speak for itself. The only thing that should be talking is the volume coming up through your business and through the upline. Not you, nothing. Just let the volume do the speaking. Who agrees? Volume first. Let's get some business in the door and stop yakking about what we're going to do. Yeah, you want to make it in your first year and pick a number, 4,000, 5,000. There are consequences to your number. If you pick a number, that means you have to get a certain number of sales. This is a percentage-based commission business, network marketing. It's in a way like real estate. If you sell a house for, I don't know, say $1 million house, and the commission is 5%, that is 50 grand. It's a percent of the total value of the transaction. $1 million, 5% is 50 grand. Are you with me? So if you do $1 million worth of volume every month in your business, volume meaning orders that come into the company, right? Because when the home is sold, you don't get the money as the agent. The seller gets the money, minus all these fees, including a commission to whoever the agents and the brokerage houses are, right? Have we got this? Are we saying yes? We got everybody's of.
Oh, yeah.
We are sober enough here. It's early afternoon, evening, right? So you get a piece of that. And our business is the same. If you have $1 million worth of volume in your organization, typically companies, whether they're binary, breakaway, doesn't matter what the pay plan is, they pay out between 3 and 5% of all of that. That's roughly what it is. Now, when you make an order for $500, you might get a one-time bonus of $100. I'm not talking about those. Those are one-time things. I'm talking about money every month, every month, every month, every week, every week, every week. Are you with me? So if you do $1 million home and you make a 5% commission, if you get the whole thing, it's 50 grand. If you have to share with an agent, it's 25. In our industry, it's roughly 3 to 5% of all the volume in your entire organization that they pay you on average. That's basically what it is. Okay. So, and then of course, to get started, they give you $100 bonuses, $500 bonuses like that, but those are one time. They're not monthly. To get monthly business money, you have to have people who make monthly orders. Are you all clear on that concept? Monthly orders. Like, how does the internet make money? The internet providers like Spectrum or, whatever the providers are. Every month you pay your internet bill. You pay it, ding, and automatically it comes out. The gas companies every month. So our whole business model is based on the companies having good enough products where you want to buy them every month because you really like to use them. That's the idea. That's how it works, right? All right, so here we go. If you need more enrollments now, right now, and if you're sick of talking to the wrong people, I'm going to tell you a story. Because the first time I did this was the water filter business. John, remember NSA? Oh, and looking back, that was like 28 years, I think. Totally. I think 28 years. And I made one mistake. I made a lot, but one that stands out the most. And looking back from that time, I fixed one thing early on. I'm going to show you what it is and how we fix it. Because it wasn't quite like this, but a little bit, like behind you, you have the intelligence test and then you come out with something else. I'll show you exactly what it is so you can model it yourself. And it changed the course of every business I've ever built. We're always faster than anybody else. And the rest of the industry is going, I don't know how she does that, but she doesn't do anything you're supposed to do. And nobody can do what she does. And all this crap that we get. We are creators. You are not clone duplication machines. You do not have to do what your upline says or the way they say it or the words they use. You can do your own. The only thing you have to quote unquote duplicate is fill the circles in on the wall. The way they say $100 a circle every month. Great. That's the pay plan. $100 a circle for pairs like binaries. That's the pay plan. But how you do it, whether you advertise it, whether you don't, whether you sing on the corner, whether you do email, whether you do DMing, whether you go to churches, it doesn't matter what you do to get them. That is your contribution. That is your creative contribution. And if you don't know anything, then you can look at what other people are doing where you enjoy what they do and you want to do it too. But don't do anything you don't want to do that doesn't really go with you. Learn how to do stuff that you already have an interest in, because that's where you'll be the best. Because there are people who are millionaires in this business, did it all with cold market. There are people that are millionaires in the business who did it only with warm market. Today, there are people who are millionaires who did it only with email and Facebook. So it's your choice how you get the word out and bring the people to you. Is that clear to everybody? It's completely up to you. You're going to get good at something, so you get to choose. Are you with me? How do you decide which company to be a part of? I'm going to do a session on that next week. Let me tell you the number one consideration for me. I first decide if somebody says to me, oh, Kim, I got this great opportunity to market a lot of stuff, because they know I can market stuff, right? The first question would be, say Vic brought me something. Kim, I think, I don't know about this. And she knows, don't BS me. But if she's going to go bananas, my first question will be, what do they market? Why? I want to know if I want to get behind it. And she says, well, it's paint for the windowsill, and it's a specific kind of paint. And unless I'm really interested in paint and windowsills and construction, I'm going to go, it sounds really good, but I'll see if I know anybody who's really into construction and paint and this and that, because you got to have somebody who loves it to evangelize it. That's what this is about. Network marketing is one big bunch of evangelists. That's what we are. If you're any good, that's what you become, a movement creator. See why? Because you're promoting what you think can really help people, whether it's the income, if it's really there, or the program. So that's the first thing I would ask. And when somebody says, well, this is a way to heal people and restore health, and you don't have to take any pills. You don't have to do any injections, and you don't have to put any, you don't have to do any of those usual things where you have side effects. I'd be real interested because I'm really into health and fitness and craziness in terms of extreme health. Then I'd say, really, what have they got? Right? Because that's something I want to evangelize. So when you think about what company to choose, think about one that has a product line, first of all, that you feel like is an extension of who you already are, so that you can more easily evangelize and promote it. Does that make sense? See how that works? And then secondly, is the pay plan. If the pay plan is really crappy and you make like $3 every time you make a sale, you could do that if you want, but it means that if you want to make 10,000 a month, and you should assume when you do this business that it's only going to be you and the people you bring in. How many customers, how many people do you need who earn you $3 a month versus, something where you might make 25 or 50 or $100 a month. Right? So the pay plan would be the second thing that I would consider. How are you getting paid for doing something that you enjoy doing? And then the third thing I would do, obviously, is take a look at the company itself, and see what the track record is of the people who own the place. Why are they doing it? That's really what I would look at. But most of all, what do I want to evangelize that's out there? Because that's where you're going to put the work and the effort to get really good. Okay. Does that help, by the way? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. I may do a little session on that next time if you want. So the mistake. So now, because of the mistake, I can promise you this. What if you, and this is good, by the way, for network marketers and coaches and real estate people. I saw the real estate people here and affiliate marketers, and all of us talk to the wrong people. I come from the real estate industry, so I'm well aware of talking to unqualified people. You do that once and take them out for the day and they have no money and no bank statement, no credit, nothing. It's like you never do it again. But each time you get sucked into kisser, next time you make sure that no be there. You're not going to be the one doing that. Okay. So here's what I'm going to offer you today. Sit to the end and I want to show you how to talk only to the ones who are already interested in buying, who were interested in buying before you ever met them and before they even know what your product or service is. Who would like to know how that works? First of all, who here believes that's possible?
Well, at least one, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's right. Because this is pretty different. If you have been talking to the wrong people and you get shut down by the wrong people, what if you could only spend time presenting to people who were already interested before they ever met you? There's a way to do that. I'm going to show you that right here. Okay. So when this began 29 years ago, I was into commercial real estate leasing. We had a lot of clients, everything from franchises like McDonald's franchisees and Jack in the Box and Taco Bell and all those guys that we found locations for in those days. I don't know if I do it today, as well as office commercial like Metropolitan Life and Wells Fargo, companies like that. That's what we did. So I was at this Taekwondo class. I'm big into martial arts, not as big as I was then, but big enough. And so I saw at this class that I was in, this little blue filter. And I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember NSA. They had little filters like this. They had under sinks, the whole range of water filters, whole house, showers, the whole mess. So I saw this at this event, this little blue one. And I was a fitness buff. I was already a clean water fanatic. With me, I had 2 or 3 bottles of filtered water in my bag because I would never drink the caca out of the faucet. Not then, not now, ever. I just moved to a new place here, and the first thing I did before we even got the keys changed on the lock is order the most advanced version water filter system for the house that we could find, where it remineralizes the water, but takes out everything from fluoride to what else, stuff that I care about, right? So I was one of these people. So when I saw this little filter and I thought, okay, let me taste the water and see if it's any good. And so I poured it through and I compared it to my bottled water. I think I had, I don't know, the Red Arrow, was that what it was? Or Crystal Geyser, those little plastic bottles that you had even 10 years ago, they had 30 years ago, they had those. And I thought that the water actually from the filter actually tasted a little better. So I thought, okay, I'm going to buy that. Give me that. And I'd like to sell that. I was in commercial real estate. I'm interested in sales. I sell anything I like, you know? So, so the guy got me signed up, and I love the filter itself, and I didn't have to schlep the bottles of water anymore. And like I said, I decided to sell it because I was ready into it. So here's what happened. In the first few months of doing this, I had a little spiel that really is not that important. But at the end of every conversation that I had, whether they were title company people or the leasing people or the bank people or whoever it was that was part of the deal that I was making, I would say, hey, question for you. Can I ask you something that has nothing to do with the deal we're doing right now? They'd always say, sure. That's what it has to do with your water. Okay, great. So I asked this question. So let me ask you about the water, you know, the stuff that comes out of the faucet. Do you drink the caca out of the faucet, or do you spend $1 a gallon for water, bottled water? That was my pitch. If I were to sell water filters today, I would say exactly the same thing. Nobody needs to know what the company is. Who cares? I don't care. I didn't care what the company was. I hate to break it to you, but I cared that it was a convenient little water filter, and I didn't have to carry 3 bottles. The company could have been boo-boo for all I know. What difference does it make? I liked what it did. I didn't have to carry water. I could carry this little thing, and it was cute, and it gave me better tasting water. So I sold about $60,000 worth of these filters, all kinds, to customers, because I didn't know you should recruit. So that's what I did. And the company asked me to speak at the convention. They say, oh, you know, we've never had anybody like you that sells so much stuff. And I was, you know, really surprised. Well, isn't that what you guys do? Don't you sell this stuff? Doesn't everybody sell stuff? And it's like, no, nobody sells stuff. They all recruit people. It's like, okay. I mean, it wasn't quite clear to me how that worked, but I went to tell people what the script was and how I sold so many of them, and how we had, you know, college boys in pickup trucks every Saturday go and deliver all the filters that I had sold during the week, right? That's kind of what I told them. So after this event, you know, my sponsor came backstage, 2 people up from the one that sponsored me. He was the top banana. And he says, now, Kim, this is really, really great. What you did, and everybody's all inspired and blah, 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 blah. But you need to recruit people, you know, you need to recruit people like you, because he said, that's where the big money is. You recruit somebody like you, and all that business, you get a percent of all that. And I thought, well, all right, then that's pretty good. That's kind of what I do in real estate, right? I was the broker, and there were the agents, and I had to find the agents, train the agents in most cases in the way that we did, because we came from the buyer point of view, just like everything else. I guess I just do the opposite. I didn't want to list properties. We very rarely did. I got listings without any signs. And then we had them in-house, and we would have all of our guys finding people to buy those listings. So we had no competition. We got the whole commission, made twice as much money as anybody else. That's what we did. Okay. I'm going to teach you the same thing here with this. So he says, that's where the money is. I said, okay, so I'll do it. I'm going to do it. So over the next, I don't know, maybe 3 months or so, 2-3 months, we brought in about 32 reps. Okay. Because remember, he said, go recruit, get people who want to make a lot of money. Okay, great. I'll do it. And most of them bought this $5,000 water filter package. Now, at that time, they had $5,000 packages. They had $25,000 packages, and they had $100,000 packages. And I was introduced to this one. So I thought, this is a nice, it's a nice number. So you would buy like a dozen water filters. You could buy a combination of under sinks and little, portables and all that. So that's what we did. And the company would pay us. They paid me $1,200 per $500 order. And so, of course, when we got 32 people in like a few months, it was like 35 grand, something like that the company paid me. And my reps saw that, because they said, well, what did you make? Okay, here, it's 30 years ago. We talked about that, right? And they saw my checks and they go, oh, I want to do that. So we want you to tell us everything you did. We want to be exactly like you. I said, great, totally, I'm ready. So I prepared this event, right? And it's like, okay, are you guys ready? I mean, 3 days, 4 days later, we had a week. And on the day of, 6 people show up. Okay. 6 of these 30 some people show up. And, I'm a grown up. So I didn't sit down and cry or go, where are the rest of you guys? I just said, I'm delighted you're here. Let me show you how this works. You guys are going to get all the goods. Okay. So I did the training. Of course. What else do you do? You know, there's no time to cry. That's for sure. So you ask yourself, how many of you here have experienced this where they are going to tell you, they sign up, oh, Kim, I'm going to turn the world on fire. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Oh my God, you've seen nothing like me. Man, oh man, when you see what I'm going to do, I'm going to, you know, blah, 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 right? Have you had that? And then they tell you how great they'll be, and the next month they're gone, right? Has anybody else had that? Is this just me? Let me just see. Greta, all the time. Okay, yeah, I don't want to be the only one. I know it's happened to Vic. That's how we met. Good. Yeah, well, Greta, this is going to stop. You're in a class, one of which we're going to offer at the end. And this is not going to happen to you anymore in the way that it did before because of how you position who you want. Yeah. Jen, yeah, great. And you just got yourself, yeah. I mean, I'll tell you, you kind of go, why would you say how great you're going to be and then slink away 5 days later or a week later? Why don't you just shut your mouth? Right? I would be so embarrassed, but hey, whatever. It happens a lot. Not as much. So like I said, I did the training. So then I called my sponsor. So listen, Cheryl, she was a big time earner and she's a wonderful, wonderful lady that I love madly to this day. And I think she's now second or third top earner in that company. And she deserves every penny she makes, all of it. She could make $1 million a month. And I can't think of a finer person it should go to than that lady. And, but at that time, I didn't know her that well. And she says in her Southern accent, well, Kim, that's how this industry is. Most people quit. And I was dumbfounded. It's like, yeah, I'm not doing that. And, you know, you can keep it. I don't care how much people make. I don't want to be part of an industry where everybody knows going in that most people quit. Why would you do that to yourself? Right. So I said, no, I don't want to do that. I have a real estate business. And I've never had people quit like this. I never did have people quit like this. Like, and they're all the same. Remember, in real estate, if you're the broker, you have to find your people. And if they are not trained already, you're going to have to train them somehow in what you do. And then they get paid and you get, you know, they make some money and you make some money. So the structure is really very similar. Same as securities brokerage. There's somebody who's in charge of say, Merrill Lynch, the Merrill Lynch office, if I think they still exist. And then you have new people who come in and bring in business, right? Or they sell stocks or bonds or whatever they're selling, crypto. And there's a share of the commission, if there's any commission to be had, between the new people who are learning and the person who is doing the training. Does this make sense to all of you? So let me say yes. Yes or no? Have we got this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because if you don't have it, just pause because you want to get these concepts in your mind because they're little building blocks. Okay. So I told her I'll stick with the real estate. So she says, bless her heart, okay, I get that. And she had seen us bring in all these people, you know, and she's thinking, man, I don't want to let go of her because nobody else did that much and sold that much product ever that fast, right? So she says, okay, before you quit, would you try something? So I said, okay, what? She says, since your real estate agents are like reps, which is that they're volunteers, I didn't do a draw. Right, we didn't pay a draw. Everybody came naked, so to speak, and whatever you earn, that's what you got. People are paid when they produce results. That means bring in business, bring in orders that keep the company going, or keep money in the company so that everybody gets paid who's not on the front sales line. So she says, why don't you recruit the water filter reps the way you do the real estate reps? Okay. So how would I do that? I had up at that time, I think I had about 15 real estate agents, all of whom were still there, or almost all of whom were still there after the first year or two. And I couldn't even imagine anybody leaving, and they obviously didn't either because they were still there. And I thought, okay, so how did I get those people into the business? Why did they stick and everybody in the network marketing fell out, you know, in like within 60 days, almost, not all. So I checked the offers. What had I pitched to my real estate prospective agents when I was growing my agency. And what had I pitched for the network marketing for the water filter business, right? That's what I did. I compared. And in both cases, we ran real estate ads in newspaper. We ran newspaper ads. They actually still had a lot of physical newspapers. I still see papers, but they're a lot more common then than they are now. And so we had, I ran ads in the classified sections in both cases. Okay. So for the water filter reps, here is the ad. And this is the part where everything changed from what I did to what I changed it to and why I changed it. And every single thing I have done since then is based on the results that this particular change made for me. And I teach it wherever I go, but the industry mantra is exactly the opposite. Why they do it, I don't know. You know, we have a 95% dropout rate. More people are made miserable by what they're promised and promises that nobody can keep in this industry than any other I know of. You know, a lot of people have trouble and they'll say, well, Kim, a lot of people drop out. So what? I don't care if other people drop out. I didn't drop out. I'm never dropping out. When I start something, I'm not going to drop out until there's death in the immediate body. That's when you drop out or you realize, oh my God, this was a terrible mistake. But you don't drop out because it's hard. Why would you do that? That's wussy. Come on. If you want something, you go for it and you make it work. But you have to want it enough. If it's easy money you want, it's not going to work because there isn't any. You know, if you sell something for $5 and you make 10 cents, so does Walmart, right? So does Amazon. You're competing with people that will drown you in 5 minutes with offers and things that you can't do. So you don't want to go there or think about it before you do. So here's the ad we ran for the water filter company. This is, we got this from Jeff and he said, all right, here's what we had. Remember 29 years ago, we could talk about 10,000 a month. No problem at all. People earned it. So why not talk about it? That's what they did. So the ad said 10,000 a month, need help. Health field, no experience necessary. We'll train, call 800. That's what the ad said. Everybody got it? Does that sound familiar to people? Right? 10,000 a month, need help. Health field, no experience necessary. We'll train, call 800, blah, blah. So of course we were flooded with calls. Who wouldn't want to respond? 10,000 a month, no experience, we'll train. I'm here, ready, sign me up, right? No problem. He was doing really well with it. That's why he offered the ad. I said, okay, I'll run it. And that was the first group that we got in, about 34, 36 reps, of whom 6 showed up for the training. That's the ad I had run. Remember? And then the rest of them just kind of all disappeared. So then I checked my ads that I had run for the real estate reps who had not left me and the business. Who would like to see what that ad is? Who wants to see it? Tell me yes. Let me see. Because I don't have to show it to you. That's all right.
Oh yeah, here they come.
Shall we go home?
String of yeses, Kim. They're just now coming in. They're a little slow to type it in.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right, cool. So I ran it in the real estate section of the paper, and here was one of the headers: seeking top commercial leasing agent. Do you see the difference here between that and 10,000 a month? What is the focus? 10,000 a month is what you're going to get. Big money, right? Free time, all that. Seeking top commercial agent, real estate agent. What is the focus there? Can anybody kind of see the difference here? Yeah, Phil, you got it.
You are.
I'm looking for a person who is this, who sees themselves as a top commercial leasing agent. That is their identity. Versus free money, 10,000 a month. Anyone step up, anyone who could fog a mirror, big bucks, blah, blah, blah. So instead of the payoff, I'm looking for a person who has certain qualifications, but I didn't list all the qualifications in the header. I wanted to go after somebody who identified as a top commercial leasing agent, because that person is going to have confidence. Do I want people with confidence when you're in the network marketing business, when you have to go market and sell stuff? Do I want a confident person? Yes or no? Or do we need somebody who says, oh, I don't dare talk to anybody. What if they say no? Oh my God, if I don't say the right thing. Do I want that sort of person? It's exactly who I want. Damn right, Greta. Exactly. If you want wiki wussy, ask for wiki wussy. But I wanted to go fast. See, now you, for those of you who are saying, well, what about beginners? I'm going to tell you, hang in. So this was the header for one of my ads. Singular, not a bunch, not a cattle call. I don't want cattle. I want a leader. And it's a self-identified person like this, okay? Top commercial real estate, not leasing agent, not even just commercial, but top commercial. You see, each word means something to me, okay? And if a person said, well, I'm not top, but I'm going to be top. I'm going to do everything it takes to be top. I'm going to be the top. That's a focus on a quality of the skills and identity, not I just want 10 grand a month. You see, that is not a sustainable goal. Once you get it, then what? Well, 20. And then pretty soon, as people discover, if you spend all your money on alcohol or expensive houses and Ferraris, pretty soon you realize, oh, that wasn't quite what I wanted. What am I going to do now? Right? So there are things with that. Next. Then I listed what I wanted. This is the real estate. Must know and love the city, wherever we were, the Bay Area, Los Angeles, wherever the cities were, Phoenix, financial district. Be familiar with the back alleys. Know where the hidden locations are. Love showing clients new spots, making them the best deals. Send resume and tell why you are the greatest for this gig, for this position. You see this? What do you see? What have we done here? What do we have for this? Must know and love the city. Must know and love the financial district. Know the back alleys. Know where the hidden locations are. Love showing clients new spots. Love making clients the best deals. Specifics about what they love to do, so they will want to get good at it if they weren't already. I was this person. I knew where everything was. Everything that was any good to anybody of my clientele. That's why we grew fast, because I got really good at it right away. Because I acted, what if I were looking, what would I want me to do for me? If I were a franchisor, I wanted to, have an office space or what have you, okay? Compare that to this, 10,000 a month, need help, health field, no experience necessary, we'll train. Do y'all see the difference here? Yes or no? What is the difference in these ads? What's the big difference? Does anybody see? Yo, Gary, long time no see, good to see you. Okay, see what the difference is? Yes, specifics, but what else? Character versus money, right? Skills versus money. Yeah. Okay. Looking to see here. You have skills, realistic requirements. Okay. Yeah, you're kind of getting it. This is okay. I'll give you some more examples and it'll become even more clear because you're all thinking in the right direction. So that's the comparison, right? And why did I put all these requirements? Now here's the part where you want to really tune in. Yeah. Calling people's name by who they think they are, not by what they want, you see. Because everybody wants more money, a better love life, whatever. So what? That attracts everybody. And you want people who will go the distance, right? Makes a big difference. So I changed the water filter reps ad. Okay. How many of you guys want to see what we ran? We tested, dozens and dozens and dozens of ads. And the one we ended up with, we had like 6 or 8 different ads because you always want to be testing your ads. You want to see what they are. And you could use these today. It depends really on where you're running, and we call them ads, but they're basically offers. You're saying, hey, yoo-hoo, yabba dabba doo, so-and-so, if you want this, I have that. Click here if you want it. If you want to drop 3 dress sizes in the next 3 months, Julie did it. You want to see how she did it? Click here. Nobody talks about what they're selling, how much it's going to be, or what it is. Just, hey, drop 3 dress sizes in 3 months or 2 months before the wedding, like Julie did. Click here, see how she did it. That's it. It's calling out somebody who wants something. Okay. Now let me show you what we did. The header was my favorite that we use the most is key person wanted. Key person. Who's going to respond? Who's going to respond to something like it that says key person? Is it going to be somebody who thinks they're kind of weak and wussy? Yes or no? Confident. Yes.
And competitive. That's important.
Competitive. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Got to drive in there.
Right. All right. Is a wussy going to apply? Oh, I don't know if I can. Is that who you're going to get? I can't sell. Is that who you're going to get? What if they think I'm salesy? Key person. So again, this is core identity. I'm a key person. I thought of myself as one. So I asked for somebody like me. Now, some of you may not be key people yet, and you're going to say, well, how do I advertise for a key person if I'm kind of wussy woo? I'll show you how to do it. Don't you worry. There's a way. Okay, so we asked key person wanted. That was the header. Okay. Compared to 10,000 a month, no experience. Okay. You get a different kind of person who is pursuing a different goal. Now, I want to make something clear that identity is a very big deal, but identities can change within one person, even on the same day. If somebody says, I know how to make 100 grand on crypto, I'd listen. Why? Because I want to make 100 grand. Yeah. But also I'm getting pretty good at this. And I'd like to know if the person has any competence or reason for me to listen to them. I'd like to know what they would do that I'm not doing. Right. So it isn't that you never have a money interest. It's easy money, little time, we'll do the work for you, 10,000 a month. If you attract people who have that mindset, think of what they expect that they're going to have to do to build. Do you think it's going to be a lot or a little? What do you think? Well, you said I wouldn't have to do anything, and I'm not doing anything. Why are you calling me, asking me what I've done? Who did I bring? Well, you didn't tell me. Right, exactly. And that's who you get because you asked for them. Okay, so the body of the ad. Here's the body of the ad. And that was then. And we would make some changes today. In fact, we're going to offer you, for those of you who want to get into a class with us. But if you're do-it-yourselfer, voila, you have at it. This one said national marketing group expanding in New York City. Oh, we did this all over the place. New York City, Philadelphia, you name it, we were there. We went street walking with about 6 of us girls in New York City, in San Francisco, in Los Angeles, downtown Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Miami, Orlando, all over. And so we ran these ads in all these places. And we hit people up on the street. Oh my gosh, we got so many people signed up. It was totally so fun. But anyway, the ad said we're expanding in whatever the city area, looking for someone to notice who has owned or operated a business. Why? I don't want babies. Why? I want to go fast. How do you go fast? Find people who know how to do it already. If you want a fast softball team that already knows how to play and beat the pants off of the other towns get the kids who know how to play already and who love it. Not people who go, what if I get hit by the ball? Well, fine. You're not going to be on the team, right? Are you with me? Tell me, yes, you get this. Do you want to go faster? Or do you want to go slow? How do you want to go? Yes, fast or slow. We got it? So loves and has experience in marketing. Marketing. Teaching or public speaking. Loves teaching and or public speaking. Okay. Fax, resume, send resume. And then we had the number. Faxes were very popular in those days. And so we got all these resumes. My sponsor said, Kim, this is never going to work. You are not going to get anybody to respond because nobody wants to do public speaking. People are so afraid to public speak. Jerry Seinfeld had a clip on his Seinfeld And there were I don't know, 6 or 8 people at somebody's funeral, you know, and they had somebody in the little casket. And somebody was asked to make the eulogy. And the person standing next to the person who was asked to make the eulogy, of course, they were prepared, said, I would rather be in the casket than make the eulogy. It's like, that was his joke on it. They'd rather be in the casket than give up and make a talk. So she said, you will never get anybody because public speaking is not anything anybody wants to do. So I told her, well, I'm going to do it anyway. And then if I don't get anybody, fine, I'll run the ad again and in a different part of the paper. And if I don't get anybody, I'll run the ad another time and try one more time to see if there isn't someone out there that's owned a business, loves marketing and sales, and loves to do public speaking and training. Because I wanted those people. See, I didn't want all the people I had to train for 10 years to get over themselves. No, I wanted the people who were like that already, people like me. I wanted somebody like me. See, that's why I did that. So I tried it. And you have to ask yourself, do you want somebody who loves teaching and public speaking on your team? Do you want that person? Yes or no? Who wants such a person? Or do you want someone who's afraid to get up in front of people because, you know, they might have a wart or something, right? Who do you want on your team? Right? So ask for them. Right? Instead of anyone can do this. Well, if they could, how come they don't? Why do we have a 95% dropout rate? It can be anyone who makes $1 zillion, but that's very different than anyone can do it. Very different. Do you see the difference? Yes, it can be anyone who did it, but can everybody do it? Apparently not, or we wouldn't have the big dropout rate, right? And you might say, well, they don't want to do it. Well, fine. Then nobody wants to do this. So why are we saying this is a business anybody can do it if nobody wants to do it? I mean, one way or the other, you have to deal with the reality. Most people drop out of everything. So what? You don't have to drop out. I didn't drop out. I've been doing 30 years of this. And every week somebody says, why are you still in that stupid business helping people that nobody respects? Every week I get it from somebody. Really. It's like I like the people. You know, people are people. If they're trying, I'm there to give a hand. That's the way it is. So here I am. So who is the ad attracting, right? This ad that we're talking about here, looking for somebody who owned or operated a business, has experience in network, in marketing, loves teaching and public speaking. Okay. Who am I looking for? Is that who you want on your team? I think you said, yes, you want them on your team, right? All right, good. Now, what do these people think they have to do to get results? Do you think they might have to public speak? You think I might have to get them on Zoom? You think they might have to make a little talk outline? Yes or no? Would they expect this? Yes or no? Do you think they might have to talk to people about some kind of results they might get so we can set them up for an interview to be enrolled in a program? Are they expecting all this? Yes or no? Tell me yes or no. Yes? What do you think? Carol, Gary? And you tell me if that's who you want. If that's somebody you want on your team now, don't you think it's time that you should ask for them? I don't know about you, but man. Okay, now some people say, okay, how about beginners? Because everybody was a beginner. So what are we going to do? They're going to just leave them in the dust and they're going to die. And, you know, you meanie you. So what happens is for the beginners, there are going to be beginners and some of you are beginners and you can, you know, you can study up, binge on some of the video stuff that shows you how we take this approach. If you resonate with it and you can, you know, 18 or 20 hours, you'll have a new mindset. That's what people do when they come to us. They to have a complete brainwash because anyone cannot and will not do this. If they were, why is everybody in classes like this all over the world? Trying to learn, what should I say? They all said, no, I don't have any money. Everybody laughs at me. How fun of a business is that? How is this supposed to be helping people feel better about themselves, right? So what about beginners? So here's the deal. It's the order of things, see? So if you want to grow fast, you ask for people first who can go fast and help you get there first. It doesn't mean you never ask for beginners, but you don't start with 10,000 a month. We'll do everything for you. You don't have to do any work. Just give me $500 to sign up. If you do that, you'll get all people who don't know what to do and are afraid to do it. And you have to sell them on marketing and sales. They want to, oh, do I have to sell? Oh no, right? How long is it going to take you to get anywhere if your whole team is like that? Because you told them easy peasy, anyone can do it, right? So you get what you ask for. So what you do is don't ask for those people first when you put out your first posting, when you put out your first DM, right? Don't do that. If you want to grow fast, you ask for people who can actually go fast to help you get there. So you want to have experience. It can be network marketers, for example. But the key thing is people that have owned a business before, people that have been 100% commission sales before. That's why real estate people are really good at this. Why? They know there's no money for showing up. No, there's no money for sitting in a meeting unless it's a closing meeting. There's money in putting deals together, buyers and sellers of real estate. That's where that is. And so you want to find people that have that experience, who already love the game of marketing and sales, right? So if you have to sell people on marketing and sales, it's going to take a long time. Do you all understand what we're doing here? If all the people you signed up, you have to sell them every day on, oh, it's really not sales. It's really sharing. How fast are you going to go? What do you guys think? Fast or slow? Now, once you have cash flow coming in, if you have like 5, 6 people that know what to do, because they're somebody who's owned their own business, they love marketing, they love doing sales, they love doing presentations. Remember, that's who we're getting. Once you have a couple of people, they'll start bringing in orders, and you're going to have cash flow in your business. The volume that you generate is going to trigger commission payments from your company. That's your cash flow, not theirs, it's yours. It comes from orders, the volume that your people bring in, because they're capable of doing these things. Then once you have enough cash flow, say 3, 4, 5,000 a month, then if you have somebody in your family, or I don't know, somebody who says, I'm kind of new, what do I do? You can start them and automate the training so that you're not spending all your time training on basics. Make a little video for yourself or for them and say, here, watch this and do this. So they get some experience on their own and don't need to be nursemaided. Is that the way you say that, Vicki? Nursemaided? Yeah, you don't want to be anybody's nursemaid. They don't pay for that. Nobody's paying you to sit there and hold somebody's hand. The time just goes. So find the people who can run first. Then you can have people who are still learning to waddle and then walk and do all that, and put somebody else in charge of getting them through those stages. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense? Tell me yes or no. So they have a place. It just doesn't need to be with you. I mean, take Elon Musk or Steve Jobs or anyone who's capable, because they've spent many hundreds of hours. If somebody's brand new to rocket science, do you think Elon's going to sit down with him and teach him the basics? Or would he say, okay, here are the basic 5 books to read on rocket science? What's he going to do? Refer them to a book or a program or a YouTube video? Or do you think he's personally going to sit with somebody that he doesn't know because they're brand new? Yes or no? Is he going to sit with them or refer them out to a resource like a person or a book or a class? What's he going to do? You see, and are you doing that with your time? Taking anybody? Oh, I don't know how to, oh, but let me tell you my story. Oh, right, 3 hours later and 4 drinks later, you're both dead. And nobody's made any, you haven't helped anyone who's paying you money. You see that? Yeah. Refer them out. Love them. Say, look, you, as soon as you get up here, you're right here with us. Right? That's why they have swimming classes, beginners, intermediate, advanced. Everything is like that. Okay. Arf, Nurani, raise your patty cake. Well, Vic will get with you. So it's your choice whether you go fast or slow. Okay. You decide by who you ask for, by the posts and any ads that you run or emails that you send or DMs that you do. That's who is going to respond. Okay. So you ask for people who can grow fast in your business. That's really what we're doing here. Okay. And that's how we brought in our people. And we ran events at universities. And right now we're running events on Zoom. But we ran them at the universities because all universities have conference rooms. And in this first particular one with the water deal, we ended up sponsoring like 13 people frontline. And we folded everything into like 3 or 5. And it grew to 13,000 people in like 13 months for that particular company. So you don't need many. Remember, Jesus only had 12. Now look, he's doing all right. And a frontline Pukey. Remember that. When somebody says I have 200,000 people, they have 3 people under whom 80% or 90% of all those people are. It's heaps, giant heaps and little heaps all the way down, groups of 5, 10. Some of you might have 3 people. Some of you have 15. Some of you have 5,000. We have people in our classes who make 100 grand a month. Why are they in a class? Well, they want to make 200 grand a month. Okay, great. Here we go. This is how you do it, right? So it's just numbers, and you have to learn how to do it. So, we're very big on this little Bible verse. Now, whether you believe the Bible or not, it's not really matter. It's a book that many, many people believe in for many reasons. One of them it's a moral compass for many people. But there's a verse in there that says, my sheep hear my voice and I know them and they follow me. And I am here to tell you that, in my opinion, I have certain people who have been waiting for me all their life. They tell me every day. Vicki has certain people. They say, God, Vic, if Kim, if you didn't have Vic, I don't know if I could take you're like pretty heavy duty. And they'll say, Vic, I don't know. It's a good thing you got Kim. She's pretty heavy duty. And it's like, that's the way it is, right? But there are sheep that are waiting for you, people who you can help certain people, but they're not hearing you because you're not calling their name. See, John Fogg got it at the beginning. Of course he gets it. He's the smartest guy around. You call somebody's name by how they identify themselves. Do you see that? So that's really the key. So check your, for those of you that have your hands raised, when you do that for questions and whatnot, go ahead and come to the chat because we can chat privately with you too. And we can also put you on live if you want to talk. Okay. How many people here believe that what you have, your product or your business, can truly help somebody on a scale of 1 to 10? What you're marketing right now. Now, for those of you who said you're looking for companies, you don't have anything right now, check with Vic. And if you want to know how to choose, we will help you choose, because the choice we know people in all the companies, all the good companies, top companies, and I can line you up with any top producer in any company that you're interested in. But the key thing is, think about first, what is an extension of who you already are? Like, I marketed the water filters and became the fastest person to the president's inner circle in that company's history in 25 years, in 4 months. Why? Because I think water filters are cool, because the caca out of the faucet is disgusting. That's why. And I found people who didn't know it was disgusting, or who thought it was, and they wanted to pay a nickel a gallon instead of $1 a gallon. That's it. And I did that everywhere, in every city. And that's all we called. So of course we went fast, because it was a basis. It extended who I already was. So find something where the benefits of the product are something you really care about. Does that make sense to everybody? Sue Good, you got a 10. Summer Clay, you got a 10. Okay, good. If that's the case, how many of you know that this might be true for you? That your sheep hear your voice, but you need to call their name. Otherwise, how are they going to follow you? Tell me yes or no. Is that true for you? Yes or no? Because if it isn't, you should get out of this business. This is not a business for just transactions. It's a business where we hope to transform people into who they want to be with what we have. That's what it is. You see that? Okay. All right. That's how we realize. So the mistake, it wasn't just seeking anyone. They told us, oh, Kim, anyone who can fog a mirror. Oh, did you hear that? Anyone who can go like this? Are you kidding me? And just, yeah, that's anyone who can fog a mirror. And I thought, well, anything that's above ground, breathing, get them, sign them up. And I did that the first time. I thought, okay, I could do that. Whatever you can do, I can do, probably better. So just tell me what you're doing. I know I can do it as well as you or better. That's what I told him. And it's like, but I don't want those people that I got. And then I thought, I'm going to quit the whole industry because it was stupid. Because my sponsor said that's how it is. Everybody quits. Oh, okay. This is 30 years ago. It hasn't changed, Very few people stay because they were seeking anyone, because that's what they were told. Anyone who could fog a mirror. So what did I do instead? We learned we could think and be different. I asked for specific kinds of people. Key person. own their own business, loves marketing and sales, loves public speaking. Now, today, I would modify that ad a little bit if I were running it today. But the principle of the ad would be the same. It's a characteristics of the kind of person that I want, because they will automatically be able to do the things that need to be done. If I ask for somebody who can throw a football, I don't know, 50 yards, is that a lot? Sounds like a lot, half the field. People are going to come. And if I say we're going to play football now, so can you, run and throw the ball at the same time? Chances are they'd be pretty good because they can already throw the ball. But if you don't ask for those people, how are you going to get them? I mean, that's really the key. Is it's not anyone can do this or anyone will do it. They won't. And it's not easy money or sign everybody up. You want people with characteristics that assure some chance that they're going to go the distance, because in the end, except, in America, it's really not about the money. You can make 10 grand in any network marketing business in 9 months or less. Just follow what we're teaching you. You're going to get them, but you can't unfollow. You can't start asking for anybody and promising big stuff and, copying lame messages from your upline into 50 people's Facebook DMs and not get kicked out of everything, right? You have to do it the right way, the way we're talking about here. But you don't have to be a clone or a copycat for methods that don't work. See, that's the key. So in my opinion, if you believe that we're made in God's image, that means we're creators. We can be different, do different. Do not have to say what your upline says. Do what they do. You can use any means you want. That's your experience, your style, your personality. You can go after Christian women. You can go after, Muslim boys. You can go after anyone you want. You can talk. You can do audios. You can do videos. You can do texting. You can write PDFs. You can do emails. Any way that you want to communicate to get the word out. That's what you can do. See, and so if you believe that you're a creator, then it believes that you can transcend the industry. You make it better. Every industry is transcended by the new people in it who want to make it better. What do you think Steve Jobs did for computers? They had beautiful calligraphy where he went to school at Reed, Hastings or something up there in Oregon or wherever he went to college. And all those fonts, what do you think makes up the whole Mac computer today? The experience that everybody has stolen since are the fonts. He got that from a calligraphy class that he went to. It's the only thing he said that he got out of that school was the calligraphy, because Macs are beautiful. That's what they wanted. Beautiful fonts, beautiful. That's where that all came from, right? They transcended the industry. How many of you believe that you can transcend this industry if you have something that you think can help people by doing it a different way, asking for the people that are likely to help you succeed? Who says yes? Let me say me. I can transcend. Who says that? You think you can transcend the industry and make it better? And don't dump on anyone while this is happening. You do the thing. Let the volume speak what you're doing, not your mouth, the volume. The volume will tell your upline you're doing something. And you know what they'll do? Like they did for me. Hello, Kim. Yep. Well, this is so-and-so from the National blah, blah convention. Yeah. And we want you to come and speak. Oh, really? Why? Well, because you sold more stuff than anybody else. Really? I didn't know how many people you got there. What, 100,000 people? And I sold more than all those people? It's like, really? Okay, great. I'm coming. I'm on my way. When do you want me to come? And they sent tickets and then I was there. That's what'll happen to you. Your volume speaks everything you need to say. Does that make sense? Let my volume do the talking. Okay. And you don't get that unless you ask for the right people. Okay. Our creator. Are we good? Are you a creator versus being a copycat? Yeah. Yeah. And it's transcending where we are right now in the business. That's kind of how it is. So if you resonate with this, we have a little class. We have a couple of options for you, actually. We have, the big option, and we have an entry-level option that we just started. And it's a 4-week live program, and we still are letting some people into it. And I'll show you what the entry-level program is. And then if you want to go for the big program, when you connect with Vicki, you can do that. We have a 4-week class, 4 sessions, and 4 Q&A sessions in between the main sessions to show people how to do this for what it is that you're doing. How many of you want to see what that is? Want to see what that is? Yes or no? Tell me yes. That's if you love what you market and you think you can make a difference. Who wants to see that? Yeah, it's entry level, so it's not like 24,000 or 36,000 or something like that. It's entry level. So you're going to be able to, a 4-week class. This is for people who resonate with the stuff I just said, which is pretty crazy and wild, probably for many of you. In the first week, we got the first week recorded. So you get the recordings, you can do the work. See, whether it's recorded or live, the only difference is you don't have questions. But since if you get in here in the next couple of days, as a matter of fact, next day for this one, depending on the pricing that you want to pay. The first week, you're going to figure out what people want that you think you can help. So if you think you can help people with, let me take an example with a water filter company, because that's a long time ago. And a lot of people they don't think about caca water out of the faucet. I have always thought that. So it was easy for me to say that. It just came out of my mouth and I never changed it because it worked. But let's say that I talked to somebody. Who of you here is interested and will only drink kind of filtered water? Do we have any water fanatics here? Any water fanatics? Greta, good for you, girl. Do we have any water fanatics here? Or maybe not. Maybe I'm the only one. No kidding. You all drink the caca out of the faucet. Are you kidding me? Oh my.
Oh no, there's a couple.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's one reason that you want clean water? What's one reason? Not okay. Okay, now Mike, okay, so why just give me an example of taste? What does that mean? Okay, health, Jerry. Okay, these are all really general. Okay, give me something specific. Okay, eliminate the toxins. Yep. But most people don't sit around thinking, oh, I need to eliminate the toxins, because they don't think like that, right? What do they think? I want the best for my body. Okay. Okay. Any other specifics? Want to feel better? Okay. Okay. Should I give you an example? Let me give you an example. All these are true, but you want to think about things. If I were to talk to people about clean water, I would talk to people who really like coffee, espresso in particular, or really like teas. And one of the things that I have learned is that if you are really into green teas or teas, in particular, if you're into something other than Lipton, if you're kind of a what do you call it, a snobbish tea drinker, like some of my friends, one of the things is that the tea tastes different. That when you boil water that comes out of the faucet versus have filtered water, the tea tastes different, right? Right? Or every espresso house that I've ever been in all over the world, they filter the espresso water, often not the water they serve the customers, but the water that goes into the big espresso machines is all filtered. Why? Right? So what I would do if I had if you were marketing something like that, I would say, tea drinkers, can you tell the difference if the water comes out of the faucet versus if it doesn't? Right? So you're pulling people in who are tea drinkers and might not know that the caca water affects the taste of tea and coffee and anything else that you have, including ice cubes. If you make like gin and tonics, if you take caca ice cubes and put them in your gin and tonic, you're going to have bleach in your gin and tonic. What kind of thing is that? Especially if you're buying good stuff, right? So you go to where the users are. So we don't have to pitch health, but we pitch making an experience that they want better than what it was before, like espresso and coffees, right? You got this? Oh, you are so wonderful, John. Love you madly. All right. So the first week, we're going to discover what they say about the problem that they have that you can fix. Why? So you can use those words when you start writing posts, because they all are very similar. So we're going to get you an advisor checklist and some market research interview questions. We have people doing this now, and people are just going crazy cakes about, they have suddenly become advisors because they've heard from so many people the problems that they have that we know and that our students know they can fix with their problem or business. Secondly, you're going to create an irresistible offer for people that are longing for it. And an offer is that thing, if you say, I help people who want to be public speakers and they have a wonderful message and they want to be able to make $100,000 in one day. So people go, really? How do you do that? Well, do you have something to talk about? You're a public speaker, do a Zoom. Yep. And we show people, this group shows people how to get enough people there and have a good high ticket program, maybe 10,000 per or 25,000. And you sell 5 or 10 of them and you've got 100 grand in one day. How do you do that? Well, here's how. So we're going to do this right here for you. Okay. So that you see it. Then in week 3, we're going to show you how to create your little educational masterpiece. It's kind of like you become an author. You're going to become an author of a little PDF or a little audio, whatever your style is, so that when somebody says, so well, how does this work? And what do? You send them that. And they go, oh, wow. And it's short and fun. And at the end, there's a chance for them to book an appointment with you. So you've educated and qualified them all at the same time before you spend 1 minute pitching your thing. Okay. Week 4, that's at the bottom here. We're going to show you how to get these educational pieces into the hands of people that are waiting for them. Remember, my sheep hear my voice. They have gone through all these pieces and you're going to get this into their hands now, because then what's going to happen next is you're going to book. We're going to show you how to set up your calendar program. So people self-select and book a time. Like Vicky's calendar has a lot of people on it most of the time. Like, what is it? I don't know, 11 to 6 or something like that.
Oh, so many I quit counting.
Right. I've been doing this for a long time. Okay.
Mhm.
So we'll show you how to do this. And of course, you're going to get the demos and the checklist for we call them virtual magnets, because they draw people who are your sheep to you. And they're virtual because they're online, but we can also make them physical. So it'll be, instead of virtual, it can be like an actual, like a brochure, like you have, like a book. Okay. It can be just something very small, 3-4 pages. One of the programs that we did some years ago, Fruits and Veggies and Capsules, we made a little booklet. It was like 8 pages. And we had tens of thousands of them in circulation. And people bought from the booklet. Boom. We teach you how to do that. Why would you do all this work, right? And then we have a little bonus. We're going to show you how people in this class are going to learn how to build their first email list with 100 people on it, how to build it. So you get your 100 people and have people in the list who want to hear about the solution that you have to their problem. Remember, nobody wants our product. They want the fix that it's going to give them. Do you all understand that? Right? All right, good. Yeah, a lot of people make the mistake of thinking, oh, this book is the best in the history. You won't see a product here, except I'm showing you here what the offer is in case you guys want to work a little closer and you want to become somebody like what we've described here. But first, we want to see who resonates. And then we'll see who can actually get in, because the timing is kind of squeezed. Okay, so we're going to show you how to build that list and mail to it, of course. And if you have an email list already, we'll show you what to do to get 100 more people on it. And you can do it really almost within the time of the class. If you follow the instructions, you'll be able, and you were not talking about scraping lists or buying. No, these are people who want the solution that you have. Does that make sense? Your sheep are going to come on this list. Say, yes, my sheep. Who's got my sheep? Yeah, right. You only make your espresso with filtered water. Okay. Then we're going to show you, I have a sales letter that one of my affiliates paid $3,750 for. And it sold a program that we have, which is how to run your own opportunity meetings. And they sold like 200 of those for $297 in 12 days. like $300,000 or $400,000. We're going to give you that letter and break down so you can copy it exactly for emails, for postings that you do, for anything, because it shows you're calling out somebody. Do you have this problem? And then you stir the pot a little bit. Here are ways, and you go exactly what we did right here is what you could be doing. Okay, and then the last bonus here is Mr. Rogers. I don't know how many of you know about him, but he was very famous in the 60s, and he has a 6-minute speech that he gave to the US Senate in 1967. And with that 6-minute speech, he earned $20 million. 6 minutes. So I have that speech. I broke it down. It's transcribed, and we took every piece of it so you can use the pieces yourself. If you watch this, get ready to cry. Get your Kleenex out. You won't be able to help yourself. How this man persuaded hard-nosed, noisy, screaming people in the Senate to get $20 million. And at the end, he gave a little verse to the senator about what the children said to each other. And nobody could not give him $20 million. And you can model that. You don't have to scream or make idiotic statements about how good this is. No, you don't. You just have to talk about the changes that have happened for you and for other people that they wanted. Okay. So how much for the class? So no, it's not going to be, it's not our big $12,000 class. This is not even $19.97. It's an entry-level class because we wanted as many people as possible to get a taste of this. So it's also not $9.97. It will be soon, but it's not $9.97. It's actually $6.97 if you register before the end of July 29. What we did is we extended it a week. It's going to be August. What's the date today? August 9th?
Today's the 10th. So yeah, today's the 10th. Tuesday.
Yeah, August 11th, because that's going to be and then what's going to happen is if you register after that, you can, but instead of being $6.97, it'll be $50 more. So it'll be $7.47 if you register after August 11th. And then after following week after that, it's $50 more until it gets all the way up to $9.97. So we like to do these specials for people who say, I'm ready to do this. Let's do it. And there's a 2-pay. So you do have a 2-pay available. All right. So the discount code that's there right now is Zoom, and it will knock off the $300. So that's what we have for you guys here. If you'd like to see the link, you want to see the link to the class? Would somebody like to see the link? Let me see here. Who wants to see the link? And if you do, Vic, would you put the link
I can
into
put it right in here, and let me
put it in the.
Let me put that coupon code too, just in case you want to see it in front of your eyes. There
Okay, so let me make sure that you all can see it. Okay, so Mike and Jerry and, Gary, you might really like this. We have a lot of people in the 6-figure advisor that are in here because they just really love it. It's all new stuff that we are doing to speed up the process of getting people who know that what they've got is going to help people. Immediately find those people so that your sheep hear your voice and you start bringing them in the ways that I've described here. Let's see here. Jane, you have the link. Summer, do you have the link? Renee, Leonard, do you have the link? Leslie, are you in the class already, Leslie? I think you are. I don't know if you are, Brad, but if you're not, you probably love it. All right. Does the link work? Can somebody click on it and tell me if it's working? Mike, click on it and tell me if it goes. And what will happen is you will go to this order page, and it will say at the top $9.97. You see that on the top right? Don't freak about that because there we are. That's the way it's going to be there. Okay, so you see, and at the bottom, when you get to the bottom of the page, you will have the Zoom link here. When you put the discount in, see where it says here on the left, see where the black arrows are here on the left side? It should be pre-filled in Zoom, and then you hit apply, and then it knocks off $300. Okay, so that's what we have for you. You're in the class. All right, good boy. You're in everything. That's a really good thing. All right, do you guys have questions? Where we are in the class right now, we have done 1 week. and we have done the Q&A, and the folks that are in here now have learned for the first time how to find people who have the problem and talk to them and see why the problem matters to that person and how they talk about it, like the people with tea and coffee and stuff like that, why they drink filtered water. And so they're going to be able to use all of that right there when they do their marketing, which means posting on Facebook. Right? So Vic, maybe you want to
Oh, and
mention
Kim,
how.
So once during the week, Wednesday in the US, there's the class, the live class that you teach with Brooke Nilsson. And then Saturday in the US is the Q&A, is that right? So it's twice a week for the next several weeks.
Yes, right. So the next class that's coming up is Wednesday, and people are going to learn how to make their offer.
Tomorrow.
All right, exactly. Right. And he's in the class, yes. And then on Saturdays we do the Q&As. Exactly. Right. So Vic, you might mention what's happened to you since all the years that we've been doing this, when you started to learn how to ask for the people that you wanted.
Oh, goodness. It changed everything. It just made everything streamlined. So I wasn't wasting my time being, Kim used to call it a wet nurse, a wet nurse to everybody, and exhausting myself and draining my efforts and causing what I call network marketing fatigue. And you've ever heard of caretaker fatigue? Well, there's a network marketing fatigue, which means you think you can help everybody and you actually can't. And you're not on everybody's radar right now. So getting out of what I thought was helpful, I got out of convincing people. And I learned also to say no first, which means I would turn away if somebody, glazed over or they looked like they weren't interested. That's fine. Have a really great day. Walk away, and half the time they'd come back and say, wait, I wasn't done. I'm interested. All of that, you hear this word empowered. It just gives you confidence and a competitive edge. And you just become badass with an attitude and an advocate for something you should be already into, you're obsessed about, which makes you a good advisor. And of course, if you're not obsessed about what you're doing, reconsider what you're doing. But filtering the wrong people out will save you sanity, joy, misery will go, your confidence will go up, and having a system that sifts and sorts like this, and then actually calling out to the people that want a problem fixed, but they're telling you what it is instead of you guessing what it is. That's what this class is about tomorrow. Because a lot of times you're guessing what they're thinking. And if, like she talks about tea and coffee, I get it. I'm a tea drinker and a coffee person. So you ask me about filtered water compared to tap water coffee, I know the difference because my husband's a snob and he taught me. But it's a complete difference of thinking, and you'll just relax. There's going to be relief come over you, and you'll feel like there's somebody. And it's important to feel like somebody. That's it.
Yep. I mean, ask yourself, how many of you it's okay to stay the way you are for another year? For how many folks is that okay? Is it like, okay, Helen, is it okay for you? So good. Is it okay for you? Jane, is it okay for you to stay the way you are for another 12 months? That you're no different than you, is it, or are you okay right now? That's how to answer the question. Do you want to make a change or stay the way you are? That's really the bottom line. And if you're not on the move, you want to be on the move. And find something that you resonate with, where you know that you're going to learn how to find the people who already want what you have. See, the people who come in here to programs like this, particularly to our main program, that we have a main program that runs $12,000, and it's like, I think it's like 3-month program. The people who come have already decided that this is what they want. They've seen the videos on YouTube, and they come and they're ready to sign up. And what I'm suggesting to you is that there's a way that you can do the same thing. Now, this is a small class, it's under $1,000, but that doesn't mean that it can't completely change your life, because we offered this really to make it affordable to people who say, I want to make 5,000 to 10,000 a month. I'm making very little right now, and I want to make it in the next 12 months. And I do not want to keep doing what I'm doing right now because that isn't working. How many people can say, yeah, that's me? And that's who this is for, if you resonate. You see what I mean? Now, if you want to connect with Vic and just kind of get a little bit more information, including the option for the main program, for the 5-figure program, Vic, why don't you put your number in there?
There it is. So you can text me if you guys
text Vic. Can you all see that? So Jane, what do you do for people? What does your business do for people? And Mike, what does your business do for people? What do you do for people? And let's see here. Who else we got that I'm not familiar? Jerry, what do you do for people? Yeah. What is it that you do for people? What's the thing that you do? Like, we help people call out their people so they come to them, so they can build a big movement fast and have hundreds and thousands of people in your organization all going in the same direction. That's what we're here for, right? That's what we do for people. We do it for ourselves and we do it for other people. Show people how to do it. Fruit and veggie health better than, okay. So now if you wanted to rephrase that, you want to say, the question was, what do you do for people? Right? So you have to figure out a way to phrase that so that it would be words that somebody else who wants that is thinking themselves in their mind. You see how that works, Jane? So, I mean, how many people wake up and say, I want fruit and veggie health? How many people do you think wake up and say that, Jane? Right? You guys see that? What's in the group here? So her thing is about fruit and veggie health, which is fine. But the benefit that the other people are thinking about is not going to come in words like that. Do you see what I mean? So it's like people who say, well, we sell mattresses and they have organic sheets. That may be true and that may matter at some level. But if there are 2 beds in a room and the salesman says, this one is really great for sex and this one has organic cotton sheets, which one do you think the guy is going to go for? Right? Are you guys with me? See, we still have you guys here? Have we gone on that long? You see? They want the sex. That's the benefit they care about. Or here are 2 dresses. This one is, I don't know, made of some kind of special nylon. And this one slims you down so you look like you're a size smaller than you really are. Which one is she going to go for? The one that makes her look smaller than she really is, or the one that has certain kind of material in it? Right? Yeah, me too. I love cotton sheets. Right? Smaller than she is. So you see, when you talk about offering to call your sheep people who want to look smaller than they are, that's a call they'll respond to versus fruit and veggie health. Right? Or not having to eat all that stuff, buy it and get it home and slice it. If you don't have a chef like I do, what are you going to do? When are you going to have time to do all that stuff? I don't think I've cooked for myself. I don't know, since I ever, maybe in college, because I don't want to develop that skill. I don't care about that skill. I make enough money. I decided I'll make enough so I can hire somebody who loves that. And then I can do this. See? How many of you have Vic's phone number so you can text her?
There it is again. Just in case.
There it is again. You have it. So I suggest that, Jane and Helene, yeah, get with Vic and see whether or not there's anything we can do to help you, given where you are and where you want to go. And if we can, we will. And if not, then, you've had a good time. You know what you can be doing. So does that work? Does anybody have any questions? Summer, Helene, Sue Good, any of you guys? Let me see. Questions from anybody? All right. And you have Vic's number? Why don't you put it in there one more time, Vic, so people can connect with you?
Oh, I just put it there, Kim, just a second.
Okay, I just see it. Yep. All right, I think we're set to go. Are we good to go, Vic? Any other questions from anybody?
Now's your chance.
Now is a chance, absolutely.
There she, Jane, I love your approach and have been totally frustrated with MLM.
Yeah, really, I know. Well, it's because of the way they teach it.
I know.
The model is very good. The way they teach it is just horrendous. But get with Vic and, there may be something else we can help you with, depending on how much you want it. See, sometimes for some of you, it doesn't really matter. If you stay the way you are, it's okay, But if it's not okay, if you feel really called, I got to do something with this thing I have, I can help people, especially with this economy. Oh my God. People are being laid off all over the place, and we're looking to hire people. And we can get them for half price, same skills. Why? Because they just got laid off by, I don't know, Coinbase and all these other tech firms. Very knowledgeable people. So truly an amazing thing. So. All right, good. Well, and inflation, we make our own economy. If you know how to market and sell, I was just telling somebody today, inflation doesn't really affect me at all. Why? Because I can just make more money. All I have to do is market and sell more stuff. What else that's what we do. But see, if you don't know how to do that, then you're going to be in trouble, because if you're paying more for groceries and your income from your job is a specific amount, the squeeze is going to be felt. But if you have a business, because you know how to learn, learning how to market and sell is your ticket, no matter whether inflation is there or a recession is there. There's no reason to feel any of it, because your income is what you make it.
And going fast is a lot more fun. It doesn't even, it doesn't feel like fast. Slow feels like death. So inflation will catch you and eat you if you go slow. Fast won't. That's my 2 cents on it, Kim.
You got it. All right. Well, if you're ready to go find your sheep so they hear your voice, connect with Vic and we'll see if we can help you. And otherwise, we'll see you again next week.
Hey, you got one more question, Kim. Did you
Okay.
say when the next class will be? Because I don't know that you're doing another live on this.
On this one, yeah. Next Tuesday, we'll do another one here. And if you are interested in connecting again, connect with Vic, Renee, and then she can give you the schedule for the kinds of things that we're doing. We're doing this one here because the class is so incredibly successful. People are changing so much, and it's like, oh my God. And it's very few people who can make it work, because what you hear all day is everybody can do it and just talk to your 3 friends. And that is not true. But you hear it so much that you think it must be true, but it isn't. It isn't. 95% of the people drop out because they're too miserable having to do the things that they're being taught to do. So this is another way to do it. And we've done it and we're doing it right now. So. All right, Mr. Renee, I encourage you to connect with Vic, to text her and see if you can, if there's something that we think we can do for you. And if not, we'll recommend a book or recommend something else, or maybe nothing. Depends, on whether or not you are happy the way you are. And if you stay the same way for another year or 2, is that okay? If it isn't, talk to us. If it is, have a great day. Right? All right, you guys. We good? All right. Okay, Vic, we're good to go, right?
We're good. You bet.
All right. Talk soon. Bye, guys. Good night.